Thank y'all for tuning back in. It's your boy Pelican Bay Kennels giving you that dog news the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to the ones that subscribe. Go ahead and hit that button like you always do. Hit that button, it's free. Like I always tell you, rather. You know, hit that like button before you get up out of here. Don't forget to hit it. Hit them comments up before you get up out of here and hit that notification bell up. Let everybody know the video is dropping. Alright. Today on that dog news, you know, we're gonna discuss a couple topics. You know, some gonna like them, some ain't. You know, it is what it is, but let's get into it. Alright, we're gonna start this video off today by saying thank you to all the ones that be following me from day one. Thank you to all the ones that just started following me. Thank you to all the ones that went back and watched some of the old videos. Thank you to the folks that went on Amazon and bought the books. I'm not sure which ones you bought or whatever, but thank you to the ones that went on Amazon and bought the books. If you don't know, go on Amazon, type in Black Spielberg, S-P-I-L-B-E-R-G, Black Spielberg, and those books are my books that I wrote or whatever. Different ones. I got nonfiction, I got fictional, I got love stories, you know, all different kind of books. So check them out. And thank you to the ones that went up there and bought them, you know, already. All right, whether you like them or not, you know what I'm saying? Thank you to the ones that went up there and shopped with your boy. All right, and if anybody want me to sign anything in them or anything that you with the books that you got, all you gotta do is hit me up, get my address, mail it to me. I'll mail it back to you. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into that dog news. All right. First thing I want to say, all right. One thing I've come to figure out is, you know, with this Pitbull game, it's almost like you're in a lose-lose battle. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're in a lose-lose battle because it's so much of this going on. You know what I'm saying? It's not no straightforward line, or, you know, it's just so much of this, so much confusion. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if the Bulldog fraternity know it, you know what I'm saying, but it's millions of folks out there against y'all, against us, against anybody who got pit bulls. All right. So I'm gonna get to another point in a minute, you know, because we gotta have to. Somebody gonna have to stand up, or just a lose battle. Like I said, you know what I'm saying. Folks just come to your yard, take your dogs for no particular reason, just because, you know, they said that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They said that's what's going on. Just because, and I'm going to say it again over and over, just because a man got 20 pit bulls, because a man got 30 pit bulls, don't mean he's fighting. Just because a man got a couple pit bulls on a treadmill, do not mean he's fighting. Just because I'm a black man, don't mean I'm good in sports. You know what I'm saying? Just because that man got a table full of guns, boxes and boxes of bullets, gloves, ski masks, tourniquets, ropes to tie up your hands with if needed, little zip ties, you can't say he's a killer or murderer or lock him up or none of that, you know, because you got constitutional rights. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody's going to stand up for it. Let me ask y'all this. All right. When have, because this is to this point right now, all right, folks gonna have to stand up, right? Folks gonna have to stand up and fight these folks back, because eventually, when you're fighting a lose-lose battle and everybody in the middle on this side is going against each other, nobody's sticking together, they just pushing you further and further back, further and further back. Okay, this year they take 20,000 dogs. Oh, all right, y'all think y'all winning because y'all bred 2,500 dogs, 2,500 puppies that year. Y'all made 5,000 puppies that year, but they took 20,000 dogs that year. So y'all, at the end of the year, okay, y'all bred 5,000, but the next year they took 15 to 25,000 dogs, 25,000 dogs from different yards and different people and throughout the country. 25,000 dogs, and at the end of the year, y'all produce 4,000 puppies and thinking you ain't going backwards. the next year. They're doing the same thing year after year after year. And a lot of this stuff, folk that do stuff wrong, you know, if you out there fighting, you deserve that, you know. But if you're not out there fighting, you don't deserve it. And you can't just say somebody out there fighting without having proof on that. You in every crime in America, you know, you got to have proof on it. And when you go to court, they conduct it that way. You know, you do murder, you got to have proof on it. You sell drugs, you got to have proof on it. But you fight dogs, there's no proof on it. All you need is the utensils around the situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's not constitutionally right, you know, because you can't judge a man who got 30 dogs on what a man who had 30 dogs did last year or the year before last or 10 years ago, you know, because there's a lot of folk that did a lot of bad things in the past that they don't get judged on. Like, fuck it, let's be just real about it. You know, I don't judge every white man for what they did in the past. You know what I'm saying? I judge every man from what they do personally to me themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge, we don't say, oh, all white folk, they can't have no guns, they can't have no ropes, they can't have no kind of blankets around them, no sheets, no none of that. They can't have no gas, they can't have no lighters, no none of that to set no fires with. You know, that's them folk in the past. We can't judge white folk on what them folk did in the past. We got to judge them on each one, how each one treat you today. And that's with anything. You know, you can't judge the dog off the past for the folk that's out here today, because this man went out here and fought these dogs and did all this illegal stuff, and then you see this man over here with 20 dogs and a couple of them got scratches on them. You can't say that, you know. Now, if you got them in shitty ass areas, if you got dogs that need to be treated that ain't treated, we talk a different story now. That's a different story. I'm talking about dogs with no proof of dog fighting, but only scars. Because any breed of dog with scars on them will not be considered fighting scars until you get that one particular dog. A short-haired dog, anything is scar, but once he get that scar on, he's considered he's been in the fight. All right, we're gonna get to a whole bunch of stuff, but real quick, while y'all arguing amongst each other, you know what I'm saying? This is what folk out here thinking about and throwing y'all under the bus and why you can't get ahead in life. Check this right here video out.
Barbecues are just like get-togethers where they'll have shows and everything. They'll pick their own judges and stuff, but it's not set up as professional. No points. So if you win that kind of stuff, it's more just like bragging rights.
We do this like every 3 months. Everybody comes out like every 3 months and has fun with the dogs. Everybody gets together, barbecue, everybody participates, chips in. It's a lot of fun. We get bad names from people out there fighting their dogs, which is wrong. As you can tell, this lion ain't a fighting lion. If you see the news, it's all game dogs. It has nothing to do with the dogs that you see out here today.
Hold up. Now y'all notice, you know what I'm saying? If you ever talk to somebody with, you know, some folk, you know, this ain't no shot, none of my bully folk, 'cause you know I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? But some bully folk, they always refer to the American Pitbull Terrier as the fighting pit. Oh, this ain't a fighting dog. You know, whether that man do it or not, this ain't a fighting dog. This a bully or this or that. That's a fighting dog. You know what I'm saying? People gotta stop referring to the dogs as a fighting dog. You know, it's a whole bunch of things that make that particular breed, you know what I'm saying, have the bad name. Whether it's from the little sly stuff people say on the side, you know what I'm saying? Like these videos that I'm showing. The guys keep saying about, oh, it's not like it used to be. It's not a bloody scene, this and that. All right, in this video coming up, it's obvious if the shows that he been to back in the days, dogs was getting bloody, this and that. The folk didn't know how to handle the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all obviously went there to do something different, because to keep a dog from getting bloody, you keep a dog from getting next to each other. That's all it is to it. It's plain out simple. You had the dogs put them next to each other if you know they dog aggressive. That's just common sense. You know, maybe now it's like a lot of folk, especially a lot of bad dog men who had the American Pitbull Terrier and now they moved on to bully. They throw salt in the Pitbull game. You know what I'm saying? They throw salt in it. Oh, this and that. Oh, this and that. You know, but I ain't in the Pitbull game. And what I'm gonna tell you about it, you know, it ain't the dogs, it's the folk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. It ain't the damn dogs, it's them folk. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's wanna be the man, whether it's the hate, whether it's the jealousy, the envy, no matter what it is, it's the folk, man. It's the folk. And I ain't even talking about the ones out here breaking crimes, breaking laws and all that. We ain't talking about that. We just talking about regular folk with their dog. Cause see, what y'all think them gun owners will do if they say they taking all the guns off the street right now? All the guns gotta go. What y'all think they gonna do? They gonna stand up, stick together, and they gonna get out there 1 million people and march, city to city, you know. But you gonna do that for them dogs? Nobody gonna stick together. Nobody gonna march. You already know this is the United States, right? You know what they care about the most in this country? That dollar, right? Cause we done seen that. They send us out sick to make sure this economy stay up. But y'all ain't gonna stick together enough to boycott some of these pet stores. All the Pitbull owners, the ones who feel like there's injustice being involved, boycott these pet stores, black, white, Spanish, and all us. Pet Smart, Pet Sense, tractor stores. Shit, you can buy dog food from Walmart or somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Or your little local farm stores, you know what I'm saying? But don't shop with the stores like Pet Smart, Pet Sense, the major dog food stores. And they'll understand, you know, you got to hit them in the pocket, you know? And if not that, you know, that always works, you know? And that worked since back in the days. You hit them in the pocket, they will listen. You know, go to these city hall meetings. Nobody ain't going to these city hall meetings when they passing these chain laws and all these ordinances and this and that. When you go down there 3 or 4, it ain't got to be no million people. You go down there 4, 5, 6, 7 people, stand up, voice your own opinion. We don't want this laws to be passed because of this right here, because of that. And then you get, you know, that's what the city council is for, to listen to everybody opinion on certain things. If you don't have nobody in there voicing their opinion on these laws, then the laws get passed on the way that the people in the meeting ask for them to get passed. Or we want chains like this. We want cages like this for these dogs. These are only folk that's in these meetings talking when it come to that. The folk with the dogs, they scared to go down there. They don't want to be down in the city meetings and then complain about how they getting treated with the damn dogs. Now check this out, all right? On this next video, we talking about spading and neutering dogs, all right? Spading and neutering. Why are they doing this? Why is there so many dogs in the animal shelters? Why are the animal shelters overfilled? Why do they kill so many dogs? And my opinion, you know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing that spading and neutering does good at the animal shelter, period. Spading and neutering your dog causes health problems. You know what I'm saying? And if you spade and neuter your dog at a very young age, your dog is a young puppy forever. It never gets a chance to mature, all his hormones mature and turn into an adult and calm down and do this. Your dog is gonna be 5 months old forever, 4 months old forever, 6 months old forever.
Time has come to spay and neuter the pets.
75% of bites are caused by unneutered male dogs. This is a way to help reduce that.
It is a win-win situation for everyone involved, the animals, and also for responsible professional breeders.
When do I have to spay or neuter the dog?
The ordinance requires that the dog be spayed or neutered at the age of 4 months.
We have our dogs spayed and neutered, except for the ones that we use for competition, and I will not have any of my dogs spayed or neutered at 4 months of age.
There are reasonable exceptions in this ordinance to allow people who breed and show, as long as it's purebred and registered. They would then have the option of joining a dog breed club.
To date, no list of approved clubs has been defined or named, yet compliance in this law requires membership in an approved club.
Please do not let breed club politics set the law of the land, and that is what this ordinance is doing.
Yes, you are! Let go of me!
Don't start my time.
You guys are all out of order after you!
And I done had dogs that were spaded already. They do have health problems, have seizures, all kind of health problems. They die early. They don't really have the same lifespan. But these folk saying, passing these dogs out this way, claiming that they're doing the better for the dog. Like, it's a two-edged sword when it comes to animals. In one way, we're supposed to treat them like our family, but when it's on their end, when it's benefiting them, or when it's job security, they get them spaded and neutered. They take life away from them. Nobody, that's why so many dogs die in the animal shelter, because of the fact that they get spaded and neutered. If it wasn't the fact that they get spaded and neutered, over 60% of the dogs they put to sleep will be adopted out. All right. And spaded and neutering a dog does not stop the animal population as far as strays. Because a lot of them folk that getting them dogs from the shelters don't even think about breeding them. Not even thinking about breeding them or none of that. But yet they get a dog who is not the full dog. The dog has lost half of, what the Lord has blessed him with or her with, life. He can't produce. If you might not want to breed your dog today, this year, 5 years down the line, you might meet somebody who got something that you want to breed and say, oh, I want to get another one of these. But you can't, because you got a dog who somebody made a decision for your dog to take, a gift that God gave him, to produce life. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I probably get flack from the animal people, but who cares? You know what I'm saying? We talking about the beneficial parts for these animals. We ain't talking about trying to look good. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. These guys talk tough on this internet. They call you names on this internet, but when they get off, they call the police. You know what I'm saying? They call the police when they get off. No, don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. The shit they talk, all the stuff they say. You know what I'm saying? The threats they make, because they make, I'm talking about threats. The threats they make, don't believe it. They call the police on you. When you pay attention to everything, you see stuff, Another thing, two things you can compare and how you can put two and two together sometimes, all right? We're talking about people who do stuff illegal. We're not talking about them. We're talking about people who get their dogs took for no reason at all. Learn the difference, all right? If I catch a dope sale, I could have made that sale 2-3 years ago. I could have made that sale 6 months ago. I could have made that sale anytime. You know what I'm saying? But if you put two and two together, these folk out here getting messed up with these dogs, especially in your areas. All right. One thing about a dog, if I tell an officer or anybody about a dog, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this dog scratched up, these dogs fighting, this dog this dog that. What them folk gonna need to know right then, within the next week or so, is, are you lying? They need to figure out, do these dogs look like this? Are these dogs hurt like this? Because I can't wait 6 months to go look at these dogs, because these dogs might be, if they was fighting, they might be done healed them up by then. 6 months. Can't wait a year for that. You got to go check right then. You know what I'm saying? You got to go check right then. So it's easy to put two and two together when you start adding up how these folk get knocked off with these dogs here. Then right around the street, they get knocked off with the dogs. Then right around the damn next state, they get knocked off here. You got to put two and two together sometimes. It ain't always state to state, but sometimes, you just got to put two and two together. It ain't hard to tell. These folk out here talking a lot of the gangster stuff on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? This and that. How they keeping it real. Sharing this post, sharing that post. Keep it real. Stop snitching this. Stop. Man, listen here, man. Listen, in real life, these folk dirty out here, man. In real life, these folk dirty, and they doing all kind of dirty stuff. And if you ain't standing up for the dogs, you're in a lose-lose situation. I'm going to tell you that now. It's just a matter of time. You're in a lose-lose situation if you ain't going to stand up for the dogs, you know, one way or another. It ain't got to be you. You know, you might live out your lives with the dogs, but it might be the folk right after you. You know, eventually, the dog is not going to exist no more. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't going to be because they just died off. No, they killing off 20 and 30 a year. You're only making 5,000 a year. Kill off another 20 or 30 a year. You only make 5,000 a year. The numbers ain't going to add up. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, people going to say, it ain't even worth the trouble. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth the trouble with the folk that got the pit bulls, to dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth the trouble dealing with them folk. But thank y'all for watching the video. Thank y'all for subscribing. The ones that subscribe, don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. Comment up in the comments. It's your boy PBK is giving you that dog news we always do. We do not condone anything illegal. If you with it, go ahead and keep running. You know, y'all have a good, safe day out there, and I'm out.